Hi everyone, how are you guys doing today? Wait, I need some lipstick. Did I get any lipstick anywhere? Oh yeah, this one is, I'm guessing, Hula Neon is the color and that's the shade name. The packaging is something else. So I have a few different new items that I got and I thought, why don't I use those while I get ready? Very interesting. The packaging actually reminds me a lot of some LA Colors or something lipsticks I had. All right, first of all, how many of you felt like doing that after watching Tati's video? My God. That girl just went all out, and I know how difficult it was for her to do that. So bravo Tati for standing up for yourself and finally speaking up and, not so much for dishing out the tea, but actually just, defending yourself because it is so necessary. You were getting attacked left, right, and center. Just like I was worried last week when I made that video, and, you shut those mouths up and open some other mouths, which is what we're going to talk about today. Okay, I have a few new items here. I have an Ipsy bag for this month. I haven't shared one with you guys in a hot minute. And then I also picked up a Target beauty box that I got when I was on a grocery run at Target. And another thing that I picked up at Target was this Kaleidoscope eyeshadow quad by Starlit Studio, and it is supposed to be, basically it's a glitter eyeshadow, I think, but I don't know what this one is. So we're gonna play with all those and talk about the online community and hate and lack of kindness and lack of respect for elders and all of that. So let's get started. Okay, let's see what I have in my Ipsy bag. First of all, I have a little MAC Prep and Prime and a little Time Filler Wrinkle Cream by Filorga Perry. Okay, and let's see if we have any other skincare. I think there is some skincare in here. So I see a Pixi Rose Water Toner, the Rose Water Soothing Moisturizing Day or Night Mask by Garnier. Of course, I can't use that right now. And a Soothing Facial Mist made with rose water, made without parabens, dyes, or silicones. And it's supposed to hydrate, it can prime before makeup, and it can set the makeup as well, and it refreshes you. So let's start with that first. It comes with a teeny tiny, like a spray bottle. I'm guessing it's basically rose water. We Indians love our rose water. Okay. I don't want to do a very heavy kind of makeup today. I want to do light. So I'm gonna take the Time Filler cream and go around my eyes. So if you guys don't know what's going on, is basically Tati has a vitamin company, and James Charles, who she considered a very, very, very close friend, went ahead and did an advertisement for a competitor company called Sugar Bear Hair, and that kind of was the last straw, I guess, in Tati's, okay, whatever. And she just lost it, uploaded a really, really emotional video on Instagram or Insta Stories saying that she felt very betrayed by her friends. She was crying her heart out. And as I mentioned in my last video, if you haven't checked it, it's in the description box below. I was very worried for her. I was worried that she was going to get attacked because she also didn't give much explanation. She did not reveal who she was talking about, and people were gonna do speculations, and I was worried that she was opening herself up for attack from people on the internet, and that's exactly what happened. Lots of people kind of put two and two together, made videos about James Charles betraying Tati. Basically, the hell seemed to have broken loose. Now, after that, one of James Charles's close friends, Gabrielle Zamora, uploaded another video talking about how Tati was wrong and over dramatic and the world wasn't ending and all of that. So first of all, you can never minimalize or look down upon anyone's emotions. Anyone's emotions are what they are feeling. There are reasons behind it, especially when someone who is as old as Tati, she's kind of my generation, who has gone through life for almost 40 years. We have our reasons. And when someone young like that goes off on a rant, it is heartbreaking. I do feel like him, Nikita, they are kind of the good kids who are doing stupid things. But when I saw his rant, even though I agree with some of his points, the way he said those things was so disrespectful that I did not want to talk on this topic, because both James Charles and Gabriel Zamora are kids, in my opinion. And Tati has mentored James Charles from the get-go, even before he got any deals. She has taken on almost like a motherly role. He has accepted it and actually benefited from it by getting help from her from time to time. So I don't feel that any of the kids' friends have any right, for that matter, to go and insult someone that you have been treating like your mother this whole time. I don't know, has respecting your elders gone out of fashion or something? I don't get it, like how they do it so nonchalantly. She has been treating them as peers, of course, okay, and we do that, right? When we get to a certain age, everyone kind of becomes peers and we start giving that mutual respect, and that is out of the goodness of her heart. I have people in my life and in my online community that I follow who are older than me. I will never even dare insult them or talk them down in any setting, even in private. I can disagree with them, but I can always convey my disagreement in respectful words. You don't have to go and insult someone. I totally don't agree how he was speaking in his video, and that was, I guess, something that necessitated this video from Tati, talking about a whole bunch of can of worms that we kind of had seen glimpses of. Okay? Don't get me wrong here. I had noticed some really weird things in James Charles' other videos, and I had kept my mouth shut because you don't want to drag anyone down, but she gave a reason why she was actually cutting off relationship with James, and then how the vitamin ad was actually just the last straw in the bucket of reasons that she had. First of all, I want to say that do not underestimate people who are elder than you, okay? There are some life lessons that can literally only be learned by living life and by aging. So actually, if you respect your elders, they are more than willing to share our experiences with you. So you don't have to go through those hardships to learn those lessons. And now this whole experience package opens up for you and you are actually benefited. All it takes is just a little bit of respect. That's all it needs. That's all Gabriel had to do. He could have said the exact same things, but in a much more respectful manner. By the way, the reason why I'm sharing this Ipsy bag was because there is a little eyeshadow quad that got me really excited about this month's Ipsy bag. So this is by Oriza Beauty, and whoa, one of my pans has come off. I was wondering what that sound was. Let's push it back in. So that's the matte shadow. It looks like it's nice pigmentation on everything. And then even though I don't agree with what Tati shared, not that I don't believe her, I'm saying I don't agree with sharing everything online, so I don't agree that she shared all those things, but she had to, as I mentioned, because of the rants. I'm just adding some lip gloss because this lipstick is a bit drying, and it's been a while since I used a really matte lipstick. This is just a gloss that came with a trio set from Profusion. So even though I don't agree with her, the reason why I'm congratulating her is for standing up for herself. Online hate has become so prevalent and so commonplace nowadays that it scares most of us from posting anything negative. And Tati has experienced it firsthand when she posted the review about Emily Noel's palette. And if I was in her place, I'm guessing I would have probably really hesitated before putting anything else up, especially against a teenager. You know, James Charles is still 19, who had a 16 million following. That must have been really scary because people are brutal. I feel like I want a lighter shade up top. I haven't primed my eyes. I don't even have any concealer, and for some reason My concealer doesn't seem to be doing a great job today. Let me add a little bit more here. So I can totally see how difficult it must have been for her to take that stance with someone with that much of a following. Luckily, as we are seeing online, a lot of people are actually on her side, which is a great picture, to be honest. But now it has transpired into people just attacking James Charles, which in my opinion is another, you can say, horrible phenomenon we see online. I mean, how is it any different? Yes, I did not want Tati to get attacked, but I don't want James Charles to get attacked either, because he's still a 19-year-old kid. The apology he uploaded was kinda lackluster. I get that. Tati's video was very easy to watch, to the point, and she was very emotional in it. James Charles was not. So was he not being sincere? I think he was. Okay, I truly believe that he was actually being sincere about it. But some people cannot really display negative emotions like sadness. And when you are used to being this online persona for so long, you are so used to hiding your emotions and just going on about making videos that sometimes it gets really, really difficult to display those negative emotions. And I believe that might have been the case. I don't know if that's the case, but I want to give him that benefit of doubt. Underneath it all, he's still a 19-year-old kid. And I'm saying kid because, yes, legally he might be an adult, but our brains are not done developing completely until we are 25 or even longer. So he's still a child, okay, in my opinion. And underneath his apology video, there are these appalling comments. One of the comment was actually, James Charles is in your bed and like this comment to undo. So this is almost like people are cashing out on his misery, and it is such a bad, horrible quality. Don't you guys agree? And people were liking it. Of course, it is funny, haha, in the first moment that you read it. But then when you scroll down, you see likes of that comment repeated again and again and again by different people. If that is not mob mentality, I don't know what is. Mob mentality is a horrible thing, because when you become a part of a mob, you tend to leave your individual judgment and moral standards aside, and you start to get driven by what everyone around you is doing. It starts kind of fueling hate and anger and bad behavior towards this one person or a one small group that you would not feel if you were just on your own dealing with that person or a group one-on-one. But you start to do that just because you are a part of this crowd, part of this mob, and you get angrier, and you can end up doing and saying things that you are utterly sorry for. And a mob almost always has outcomes way more negative than what any single individual's intentions were in that mob, and it can cause way more damage. So I am scared of mob mentalities. Does that mean I condone his actions? No, absolutely not. Does he need to be punished for it? Yes. I mean, he has made mistakes, and he is an online social media success. So his mistakes get amplified by his success. So he ends up paying in social media terms. So does he deserve to lose his subscribers? Yes. He was at 16 million, now he's at 13 million. That's kind of a drop in an ocean, isn't it? It's not like that much. Yes, 3 million subscribers is a lot for smaller YouTubers, but for someone to go down from 16 to 13 million is not much, okay? First of all, does he deserve some hateful comments, say like, I don't like you, I hate you, I don't agree with you, your apology was crap, you are not sincere, I'm not going to follow you anymore, I'm going to tell people not to follow you anymore, you're a bad influence, and all of that? Go ahead, do that, say that. But saying things like the comment I just mentioned, or saying lewd comments like that, how are you doing anything different from what you're punishing him for? If you are saying that it is his karma coming back to bite him, then what kind of karma are you putting forth for yourself to come back to by leaving such comments and creating this hatred and, putting a 19-year-old at the end of it? And then there is this gloating going on about him leaving his subscribers. People are posting these videos of his sub count going down, going from 16 million to 15 million, and celebrating it and asking if he's going to do a giveaway at 1 million and laughing about it. And oh my goodness, I don't care if he loses all his subscriber counts and goes into obscurity. I am happy for him to not be influencing my children. My children means my nephews, nieces, or anybody of that sort anymore until he gets his act together. But I don't like to see people gloating at other people's failures and miseries. That is a horrible quality. It's one thing to think that, oh, I don't want him in my life, and it's another to go and celebrate someone's failure. That is really, really bad. I'm sorry, I cannot get on board with that. So I've taken the darker shade on my outer edge, and I have realized that it is way more shinier than I had expected, and the brush is just dry, and this thing is applying like a dream. Unfortunately, the matte shade is too light for me. On my skin tone, there's not much difference between the two shades, as you can see. Okay, I'm gonna try and pack on the matte shade at the outer corner. I'm gonna take the lightest, like the pinky shade, go in my inner corner. I'm sorry if I'm coming off as a preacher, but it scares me to think that my kids are gonna grow up and see this behavior, and my nieces and nephews are probably already online and are looking at this behavior thinking that it's probably okay to behave that way. So let's spray the face again, okay. It's very light rosy scent. It's not like overpoweringly rosy like the usual rose water toners. I need some color on my cheeks. I'm gonna take this Ofra blush in the shade Punch. So that brings me to my last point, which is kindness and assessing your behavior. Okay, when you are online and when you are not looking at the other person in the eye, it is so easy to just type a hateful comment that others might find funny, that you will get applauded for a quick laugh. But before you put anything in a comment, ask yourself, does this fit my moral standards? Would I say the same words if I was looking them in the eye? How will my parents feel when they found out I left such a comment online? It is very easy to do that, okay? Nowadays, everything is accessible to everyone. It's not like, we can't find out what you are doing online. How will my grandparents feel? How will my teachers feel? You might have a favorite teacher. You might have an older brother. Let's at least swatch these. Maybe I can use something from here on my lower lash line. How will they feel when they see my comment? Am I crossing a line that I would normally never ever cross? Ask yourself that. I feel like this might be a not. What is that? It's like an overspray, and when I rub my finger in here, it's like a Vaseline base underneath. It is nothing but a waxy glitter shadow palette. How disappointing. It's funny how they like flatten out and look gorgeous, and then when I start pushing it further down. So those are the 4 colors. This is the most intriguing. I'm going to add that on my bottom lash line. This is honestly no different from the Wet n Wild shadow palette. Just because I don't care, I'm going to take some and add here to see how that goes. Of course, it's like taking my base off. I'm going to try this shadow now. So we quickly add some mascara and call this look done. I'm going to use my MAC tester mascara that I got. So I would highly urge you, and this does not necessarily apply only to young people, because we have seen older generation who is kind of new to social media, I suppose, or not, going on crazy rants. We saw James's mother do that last week, didn't we? I mean, she was trying to only defend her child, but she still created, online hatred towards Tati in a way. Luckily, it didn't work, but I would urge you that before you post an online comment, ask yourself whether that aligns with my own moral standards and whether it would jive with my teachers and my parents and how they would feel when they see this comment from me, for one. Secondly, ask yourself if that would create any kind of hatred towards the person that I'm posting this against. Okay, if you're posting a negative comment, because there are some negative comments which just say, I don't like you, it's my opinion, versus there are comments that create hatred in other people's minds or accentuate the hatred in other people's minds towards this person. So if your comment is potent like that, I would urge you to hold back and ask yourself whether I am being driven by people around me, whether there is someone's comment that has amplified my feelings and I wasn't as angry before I read that comment, and whether my feelings are getting fueled and getting worse because of the crowd that I'm surrounding myself with at the moment, and doesn't have to be a physical crowd. What I mean by that is a barrage of comments on any post. And if that is yes, then step back, reword your comment such that it only reflects your opinion, put it in respectful words, and most importantly, please practice kindness. If you treat someone with kindness, you yourself are attracting that back towards you. Let me quickly show you what else I got in my bags. I really like this MAC Prep and Prime. It felt very nice and hydrating without any greasiness, so I really like it. I have to wait and see how I feel about the Line Smoother. It is a slightly on the heavier side, so I would probably use it as a night cream. The lipstick, I'm not a big fan, though I like the shade. I felt it was a little too drying. I absolutely love the quad. I wish the brown shade in it was a tad bit darker. I love all the shimmers though. And then finally there's a nail polish in here. This is from Pretty Woman. I don't know if that's the brand name. The shade is called Royal Fantasy. And this is supposed to be a 10 free nail polish. Ooh, why do I feel like I have received this brand before? But the shade is very pretty. Of course, I have to give it a try and I'll tell you guys in a future video what I feel about it. And then in this Target Beauty box, this box was first of all only $5. And then there was a 30% cartwheel discount. If you don't have Target Cartwheel, I would highly urge you to get it. It's a part of Target app itself now. So just sign up for Cartwheel. I don't know if you need to do that independently, but before you check out at Target, scan every single item with it. And if there is an additional discount on top, which there is a lot of times, even on like breads and milk and standard things like that, there's like 5 to 10% additional discount on top of everything that they already have going. There was a 30% discount on that. So that brought the price down to $3.50, and then Target gives you an additional 5% discount on top of that for using their credit card. So I can't complain about the price. And it came with the Skin Frost setting spray. It feels very nice and smoothing. The Pixie toner, again, it smells really nice. Smells a lot like rose water. I like Pixie toners. If I was a person who traveled a lot, I would keep it as my travel bottle, but I don't, so I'm just going to use that up. Native deodorant, lavender and rose. This is supposed to be a natural deodorant with coconut oil and tapioca starch, ozocherites, and sodium bicarbonate, which is basically just baking soda, I think. Things, shea butter, and such and such. You get like a decent amount in here. I'll definitely be using this rose water mask, maybe even today. And then a Method body wash, Pure Peace. That's the name of the scent. Smells clean, and you get 100 mls or 3.4 flow ounces in here. I have been seeing ads for this product, so it's good to be able to try this one for so cheap. I am pretty happy with this box as well. When it comes to this palette, no. Not so much. This looks like such a goopy mess right now. Anyways, I should not have added it to my lower lash line, okay? But if you like the message, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you practice this online, then give this a thumbs up. Leave me comments below. I always love to hear from you guys. Are there any ethical dilemmas that you face when you're online? If there are any future discussions that we should do on this channel, then put them in the comments as well. All right. Thank you again for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
All right.